welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming. You will not be on this, so don't worry about that. Well, I'm glad to see you all. I didn't know how many people would be venturing out on this kind of a day, and after the holidays, you might be sleeping in. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. So let's start seated, because we're going to do a breath pranayama practice that is better seated. So just take some time to come inside. Just close your eyes and see where you are this morning. Just noticing your physical self, how your body feels, if there are any areas that are maybe tender, that need some compassionate, non-judgmental awareness. And also notice any areas that might feel tight, tense, especially around your neck and your shoulders. And just take a moment to relax your face, jaw. That's a place where we often accumulate tension. Your neck, so let your shoulders come down from your ears. But also, at the same time, just lightly lift up through the crown of your head and feel your foundation, what parts of your body are touching the mat. Press down lightly. And also just be aware of your feeling mind, which is kind of your emotions. Not changing, just it's always good to know where you start before yoga practice. On the level of your body and your mind and your thoughts. And notice if your mind is busy, thinking of what you have to do after or what you did before. And notice your breath, just your natural breath, how your body's breathing itself, which it does, adjusting to your needs. Just notice, follow the inhale and follow the exhale. Just kind of linking that breath, feeling how the breath moves the body. So notice as you inhale how the body expands, broadens, and as you exhale how everything kind of melts back toward the center. And we're going to do a pranayama called Ujjayi, or victorious breath. And this is, we haven't done this for a while, and some you might like it or you might not, but it's an energizing breath, and also a breath that helps you control your breath. So what it is just a narrowing of the glottis in the throat. So just to get that feeling, inhale through your nose and then exhale through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. So that, and you can maybe feel that feeling in your throat. Then the next time, inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose with your mouth closed, but aim for that feeling, the narrowing of the glottis. So it'll make a little sound inside your head. So just get that feeling as you inhale and exhale through your nose. So it might be a little louder, the sound in your head on the exhale. That's all Ujjayi breathing is. It's just narrowing the glottis. It gives you a little more control over your breath, slows the inhale and exhale down, allows you to even them out. So let's take a few more rounds of Ujjayi. Thinking about evening out your breath, lengthening it, deepening it. Soft belly. Okay, then just let go of that, but continue to keep your breath slow, deep, and even, and you can experiment with using Ujjayi breath throughout practice or while we're doing in a pose, your choice. And take a moment to create an intention, so a positive affirmation for your practice. So think about what you'd like to, why you came and what you'd like to get out of your practice today. It's creating an intention has been shown to increase greatly the outcome. So if you create an intention for everything, for anything, some people say write it down, tell it to another person, and your chances of achieving that will improve, and that's true in yoga practice as well. So, create an intention for your practice today. Just some positive affirmation, and repeat it a few times in your mind, and just come back to it during practice. You need to refocus. And we'll begin practice today on our backs. So come on down to your back. We're gonna kind of build a mountain pose on our back. So have your legs out long, arms down by your side, palms facing down. And start by just flexing your feet. So in mountain, we press down and then pressing out through the bottoms of your feet. Spread your toes, press out. And you'll notice when you do that, as in standing mountain pose, that activates the muscles in your legs, your kneecaps come up. Now just bring your navel gently toward the mat, so in and up, so your pelvic bones just come up a little bit, just a little, and then roll your shoulders underneath to open your chest. Turn your palms face up, so you're externally rotating your shoulders. And then on an inhale, keep pressing in lightly out through your feet. On an inhale, bring your arms up. Palms can face each other now. Up and over toward the floor behind you. And then when you come to an exhale, begin to bring your arms down by your sides. So now you're matching movement to breath. Inhale, the arms lift up all through the length of the inhale, touching or coming toward the floor. Exhale, let your movement last through the whole inhale or exhale. More times. Notice as your arms come back, the lift of your rib cage. And keep lightly lengthening out through your legs. So the legs are rooting, moving in one direction, energy, and the arms are lifting the upper body. And the next time your arms come up over your head, take a hold of the right wrist with your left arm and move your upper body over toward the left. So we're going to stretch the side stretch here, starting with the upper body. And now take your left leg and move it a little bit out toward the left, and then bring the right leg to meet it, and a little more toward the left, and the right leg to meet it. And then if you choose, if it feels okay, you can take your right ankle over the left, just to kind of emphasize that stretch a little more. So find a nice, comfortable stretch. And just take a few breaths here in banana, so you're shaped like a crescent, a banana. On the inhale, send the breath all the way up through the right side of your body, lengthening out a little bit, just maybe pulling the right arm a little bit on the inhale, and the same with the out through the right foot. Exhale, just relax back down. One more breath here. Now on an inhale, first bring your arms back to center over your head, spread apart. Then uncross your legs if they're crossed and bring your legs back to center. Take a full body stretch, inhale and out in both directions. And then exhale. And we're going to go to the other side. So this time, take your arms over toward the right. You can hold on to the wrist or just take both arms, and then walk your legs over to the right, one at a time, finding a nice stretch up the left side of your body. Cross your ankle or not, whatever. Very nice. You look like very nice bananas there. And so what you're looking for here is just the right stretch. It's not too much and it's not too little. Opening up the side body. One more breath here, inhaling all the way up the left side. And then starting with your upper body, bring your arms back to neutral. Arms overhead, uncross your legs, come back to center with your legs. And then bend your knees and bring your feet to the mat by your hips. We're going to do some windshield wipes. So you can have your feet right together or further apart, even all the way out to the edges of the mat. And you can experiment here and find out which position feels best for you. It's a different kind of a twist. So Start in center, inhaling. Arms are down. Arms can be out to the side, shoulder height, palms face up. I think that. And then inhale in center, exhale, bring your navel toward the mat a little bit and let your knees go over to one side. Doesn't matter which side. So just, and then as you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, so bring your navel lightly in on the exhale as your legs come over. And see what it feels like to have your legs further apart or closer together. And choose what feels best for you. So you're still moving with the breath. So slow, deep, even breath, slow movements, don't rush it. Don't force your knees toward the mat, just let them go where they go. And if you want to take your gaze toward your knees or away from your knees or straight up, there's a choice here. But moving your head brings the twist into the cervical spine. So it just gives a little more. As always, if anything hurts, that's your body saying, nope, nope, nope. And always listen to your body as your first teacher. Okay, then come back to center, and we're going to work on pigeon pose today. So this pose is a version of pigeon on your back. So your knees are bent, feet by your hip width apart, by your under your hips. Start by inhaling and raising your right leg up toward the ceiling. Flex the foot, reach it up. Now take your toes out to the right, that's external rotation, and take your right ankle above your left knee. So you can start right here, and now there's an option, so you're opening your right hip here, and there's an option to raise your left knee and draw it toward your chest, so you'll feel a little more stretch there. You can also take a hold behind your left thigh and just gently bring your left knee closer to your chest, perhaps pushing the right leg away with your right elbow. These are all options, and remember, you're looking for a nice sensation of stretch and opening. Your right foot should be flexed, okay? That makes sure your knee is in alignment. Right foot flexed, the left foot can just be hanging. One more option is to raise your left leg toward the ceiling. And you can make circles with that leg if you choose to do that. You don't have to do that. And then there's one more option, which is on an exhale to pull your belly in and raise your upper body, nose toward knee, or chest toward leg. Those are all options for figure 4. So just take a few more breaths here in whatever configuration it feels good to you. Okay, then take your left foot back to the mat, uncross your legs, raise the right leg up toward the ceiling, foot's flexed. Press your low back toward the mat, so firm up your core, and as slowly as you can, lower that right leg, continuing to lengthen out as you lower. Bring it back to the mat. Beautiful. And then bend the right leg to meet the left. Okay, then we'll do the figure 4 on the other side. So this time, you're going to inhale, raise your left leg up, press it up, externally rotate, toes go out to the left. take your left ankle over above your right knee. And so your right leg is bent, knee above ankle, okay. And then see what you want to do on this side, what feels good. So same options. You can leave your foot on the floor. You can bring the right knee toward your chest using your hands or not. You can straighten the right leg, and you can lift up toward. And the one you should choose is the one that feels good. There's no right or wrong except what feels right for your body. Okay, now bring the right foot down and hug both knees into your chest. Just rock around a little bit. And we're going to come up to all fours. So you can rock up or you can come to your side and just come over onto all fours, tabletop. Wrists under shoulder, knees under hips. Spread your fingers. Think about a little suction cup for the palm of your hand. Take some of the weight off your wrists. Rest on the top of your feet. So start in neutral, lengthening out through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. And then as you come to an exhale, come into cat pose. So round your back, tuck your tailbone, chin toward chest, like a cap, Halloween cap. And then inhale, drag the heels of your hands toward your knees. Come into spinal extension, cow pose, tailbone lifts, maybe chin lifts a little bit. And then just a few more like that. Keep moving with your breath through cat and cow. Just gently, don't overdo it. Just imagine your spine unfurling. And then cow, and then rounding and coming into flexion in cat. Moving with the breath. So let the breath start the movement, flowing from inhale to exhale. Okay, then come back to neutral. Walk your hands out about a foot in front. So a hand length in front of where they were. Oh, do you want to move your wrists around? That's good to do that. Okay, now come into cat. So round your back, and keeping the rounding of your back, bring your shoulders over your wrists. So move forward so shoulders are over your wrists. And then let your hips come down and lengthen your chest through your arms. Then round your back and come back toward child's pose. You won't go all the way, just toward. And then once again, round your back, bring your shoulders over your wrists, let your hips come down and come into a cow-like pose. It's really upward facing dog. Okay, a couple more just like that. Exhaling back. And as you come forward, keep the tuck and round. And once you get your shoulders over your wrists, then reach your chest forward and up. So a couple more like that. And remember, if you want to stop and just rest in child's pose at any time, that is perfectly fine. Okay. Now the next time you come forward with your shoulders over your wrists, firm up your core, bend your elbows, let your chest come down toward the mat so that you're coming onto your front body. Very nice. And then just rest your forehead on your stacked hands. So just take a rest here. Just let everything drop right down, heavy onto the mat. Come back to your breath. Notice on the inhale, just think about breathing into your back heart. So your back body, the rib cage expands backwards or toward the ceiling, since the front is pressed on the mat. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, come back up into all four. Tuck your toes, press down into your hands, lift your hips up into downward facing dog. So knees can be bent a lot to start. So lengthen out your tailbone up toward the ceiling, shake your head yes and no so your neck is loose, upper spine is loose and long. Round your shoulders out, so spiral the upper arms inward, shoulders are rounded to keep from collapsing in your upper back. Think of chest moving toward thighs. You can straighten your legs, you can pedal your feet, whatever feels good. Now just, if you want to, move into three-legged dog. So let the weight come into your left foot. Take your right foot up behind you, reaching up, up, up. And then bring the right leg down. If this doesn't feel good, just stay in regular down dog. And now try the left leg. Okay, now look up between your hands, bend your knees, and walk your feet up between your hands, or behind your hands. Coming into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Legs, knees can be bent a little or a lot, chest all the way on your thighs. Gradually straighten up a little bit. So bring your navel in and up. Protect your low back and just hang in forward bend. You can take a hold of opposite elbows. Maybe move side to side a little bit. Let the weight of your upper body, especially your head, lengthen out your back. And now bring your hands to your shins, come halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, lengthen out, both directions. Exhale, fold back down. And then on the next inhale, press into your feet, come up all the way. Palms touch, right down the midline. And we'll come into mountain pose. The feet are hip width apart or wider. Spread your toes, bring them down. Now, as we did on our back, which is, now we've got gravity with us here, but press down into the mat. Kneecaps will come up, bring your hip points up a little bit, and then lift your shoulders up and back and down. Externally rotate. Spread your palms, And lift up through the crown of your head. So you're lifting up, rooting down through your feet, and your shoulders are down from the ears. So let the shoulders come down. So root and rise. Close your eyes if you have the balance, and just come back to the breath. You might feel some energy moving around in there. Come back to the breath, relax your face, jaw, neck. Okay, then we're gonna do some movement here. So inhale, arms come up. Now, even as you're reaching up through your fingertips, bring your shoulders down. Think about lengthening your arms up and down at the same time. And then on an exhale, bend your knees, bring your arms behind you, and then inhale, come back up. Just a few more like that. Inhaling up, exhaling, arms back. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Okay, now when you come up, take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and side bend toward the right. You won't look like me. I'm not married. Okay, press into your left foot and out through your left arm. So this is like banana that we did on the back. Inhale up, change your wrist, and exhale the other way. So just do this a few times. Inhaling, keeping as much as you can, your arm over your ear. Stretching out the side body. Okay, then come back up and let your arms come down. Now just shake your shoulders out and let them be really loose. We're going to do some rotating, just swinging the arms around like a jacket with no arms in them. Just loose, pat yourself on the back. Bring them up, have one arm come up on and tap your shoulder. Just free movement here, kind of getting some spinal rotation. Okay, then slow that down and come back to center. And we're going to do some half suns with chair pose. Start with your feet apart. Okay, then inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Then inhale, set your hips back, arms come up to frame the ears, chair pose, all the way up and back. Okay, so two more in your own rhythm, but moving with your breath, building some energy. Chair pose, strong legs. Okay, then the next time you come to standing, just reconnect quickly in mountain pose just before we move on to balance. So just come back, find your breath, take a little break. One more breath. You can exhale through your mouth too, that's good sometimes. All right, tree pose. We did this last week, we do this a lot. So gaze, find your gaze at something that's not moving. And let's let the weight, we'll start with the right leg, letting the weight come into your right leg. Take a little time to connect with your core. So navel in and up, zip it up. Let the weight come into your right leg, come onto your left toes. And then just find, looking at something that's not moving, find a place to put your, externally rotate, and that's what we're doing today, opening the hips. So move your arms any way you want. Don't forget to breathe. If you come out, that's great. Just reconnect, take your time to go back in. Okay, then wherever you are, come out with as much control and grace, or whatever gracefulness as you can. Okay, then just move it up, shake it up. And we'll do tree on the other side. So weight onto the left foot, up onto the right toes, just settle in there, feel good at each place, and then as you're stable, you can move on. Gaze, core, flexibility, adapting to change. That's the beauty of tree pose. Rooting, rising, adapting. Very nice. All right, then come out from there. And step your feet, turn to face the long edge of your mat. Doesn't matter which way you turn, but step your feet wide apart, parallel. And first, starting with your foundation, first root down through both feet. And then inhale your arms out, shoulder height, fingers are spread. And just root down through your feet and up through your head, your crown of your head. Shoulders are down from the ears. So energy coming up, pressing into your feet. Energy comes up from the earth, pressing out through your fingertips and reaching up through the crown of your head. So energy in 5 directions. This is actually triangle pose, Trikonasana. Okay, then bring your hands to your hips. Take your left heel and rotate it back toward the back corner of your mat, and then take your right toes toward the short edge of the mat. Okay, so we're going to do open hip posture, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Shoulders are squared to the long edge of the mat. So keep your hands on your hips. And as you inhale, bend your right knee so it comes over the right ankle. So you might need to adjust your stance a little bit. Your spine is staying right up through the middle of the pelvis, straight up, not leaning forward, not leaning back. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee over ankle. We're going to do that a few times. Keeping hands on hips. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, right knee over right ankle. One more time. This time, when you bend your knee over the right ankle, raise your arms up, shoulder height, fingers spread. Take your gaze out over your right middle finger. Warrior 2. So you're pressing down into both feet, externally rotating, front leg. Inhale, lengthen up, root down, exhale. Maybe come down a little more, soften. 2 more slow, deep, even breaths. Okay, then inhale, bring your hands back to heart space. Parallel your feet again. And we'll move to the other side. So right heel back toward the back corner, left toes toward the short edge. Shoulders square to the long edge. Couple times, hands on hips. Inhale straight, exhale bend the knee over the ankle. Should be able to see your big and next toe. So your knees in alignment. So just bend and straighten a few times. And then hold. And inhale your arms up. Take your gaze over your middle left finger. Lengthening up so that energy down through both feet, strong legs, out through your fingertips, shoulders are down from the ears, lift up through the crown of your head. Relax your face, jaw, neck. So find that stability, but also ease, like in mountain pose. Inhale, exhale, soften a little bit. Okay, then inhale, hands back to heart center, square your feet again, and step your feet together. I'm going to do a couple of half suns here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, set your hips back, chair. All the way up. Okay, just do a couple more of those in time to your own breath, your own way of doing it. Make any modifications that feel good to you. Okay, then the next time you come into forward fold, bend your knees a lot, step your feet back into downward dog, and then inhale your knees to the mat. So we're going to come into all fours. So are you, yeah, you're all aligned on your mat. Okay, so all fours. We're going to do some pigeon. Now, if you find as we're moving through this that it would be better for you to do the pigeon on the back that we did at the beginning, the figure 4 thing, that's fine too. Okay, so take your right knee up toward your right wrist and then slide the right foot up toward the left hand. Okay, so flex your right foot. So your the right knee is behind the right wrist, and the left foot doesn't need it. You know, having the shin parallel to the hands is too far for me, and probably for most people. So some angle there, and keep your let's see, and maybe you can see, is it better for you to see if I do it this way? Okay, so your right knee by right wrist, left foot is flexed. So you want to make sure you protect your knee. If there's any discomfort, make sure your foot is flexed. If it's really uncomfortable for your knee, you can always move your foot back, okay? So decrease the angle. Now slide back on your, slide your left foot back on the top of the mat. Turn to look and see that it's kind of coming straight out behind. You're on the top of your foot, okay? So big opening in the front of the left hip here. Okay, now you can stay here. You can come onto your forearms. That's better for me. And stay here. You can rest your head on a block. You can come forward all the way to your hands. Rest your head on your hands. So kind of bring your awareness to your pelvis here. If it's tilted one side or the other, you can put something under that left hip to make it level, but just think about having a level pelvis, okay? And good attention to your knee. Right knee, make sure your foot is flexed. Again, you can move that hip back, that foot back. You can even have it, just have the right leg just folded under itself. So the pigeon can be a challenging pose because it is a lot of opening. So just see where you can find a place that you can just breathe and stay. Couple more breaths. Okay, then use your hands to bring yourself up. Keep the right knee, the right leg as it is. Come onto your right hip. Swing your left leg around to the outside of the right knee. Now, if that doesn't feel right, you can just have a regular cross-legged position. Okay, take your right hand behind you, like a little kickstand, so you can lengthen up through your crown of your head, spine. Your left arm, you just drape over or come across in front of the left knee, yeah, okay. Lengthen up, nice tall spine, then bring your navel in, and you can start to twist. Man, I think I'm doing the wrong way. I am. Thank you. Okay, come back to just the cross of your leg. Have your left arm behind you. That's right. Okay. Thank you, Julie. Okay, and then you want to take your right arm around your left leg and twist toward the left. Okay, there we go. Okay, so inhale is lengthen up. Exhale, navel in, and you can twist, bringing your whole gaze around, or don't jam yourself. Just, it's really important to every inhale reaffirm the lengthening up and the rooting down, and just take a few breaths. And as you come out, bring your gaze around, come out from the top down. So gaze around first, then the shoulders, and then uncross the legs and come back to all fours. And we'll do that on the other side. Now, did you not want it, if you, the one on the back? I know, but it's, okay, I just wanted to remind you what the, okay. All right. So, this time, the all fours, left knee up toward the left wrist, and then left foot is flexed. Then slide back, slide your hips back on the right, leg back straight. Lengthen up first, and then you come out onto your forearms if that. So see what this side could be different, probably is, so make sure you listen to your body, find what feels good on this side. Just come back to your breath, follow your breath. If the sensation is too strong, you can come up a little bit. If it's not strong enough, you can try moving your left foot a little closer to the elbows. Exhale is the time to just release. See if you can just let go of something. Okay, then use your hands to bring yourself back up. Come onto your left hip and take your right leg around. Get it right this time. Yeah, the right hand behind. Oh, yeah, and okay. So maybe it would help to reach up with your left hand before you come around. So remember to draw your navel in as you twist and turn. And the last thing to come around is your gaze, if you choose to do that. You don't have to. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, soften, maybe come around a little more. And twists are a nice way to kind of compensate for anything, any pose. And then when you come out from the top down, so gaze comes around and your shoulders. And then just lengthen out your legs. I'm gonna tap them on the mat a little bit. Bring your hands down next to your hips, slightly press in, staff pose. So flex your feet, lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. Take a hold around your shins and just lengthen, bring your belly in, and then fold over, kind of hugging your knees toward your chest, relaxing your forehead onto your arms. Couple breaths here. And then move your legs out and holding onto the back of your thighs, just roll down onto your back. And we'll take just one, let's see, what are we doing here? A twist. So lengthen out your right leg. Come on over a little bit onto your right hip and draw your left knee across your right leg. So a supine twist. You can keep your hand on your knee. You can bring your left arm shoulder height. Gaze can be up or to either side. So just take a minute in a twist here, another twist. Inhale, send the breath up to the area of sensation. Create space and exhale. Somewhere find release. Just consciously let go. And inhale, come back to center. Lengthen out your left leg and take a twist on the other side. Okay, then come out of that and just take any pose or movement or anything before Shavasana, just so you feel ready to see what your body might want. And then I will come around, and it might be a little cold in here if anybody wants to be covered, or have an eye bag, or any other thing. It actually looks like it's starting to snow.
It looks like
Yeah. Or else I can see the raindrops better.
Can all the creatures come? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Get the fringe in. Okay. You okay, Mary? Oh, I'm just doing some. You want me to cover you with that one?
No,
You just like it like that.
That's good, thanks.
All right. Kathy, need anything?
Good.
Would you like anything? I like it. Sounds great. Good. All right, so Shavasana, I wrote it down in my little lesson plan. Shavasana. So see if you can just, for a few minutes, have that feeling. Just let everything go, surrender, supported, safe. Let everything go and just be right in the moment. Giving it all up. gonna just gently bring your awareness back to the space and begin to waken your body with any small movements, gently coming back to your body, back to your breath. And as you're ready, bring your knees into your chest and over to the side. Come onto your side, just cradling your head in your arms and checking in with your body, your feeling mind, your thinking mind. Maybe revisiting your intention. You see where you are at the end of practice, or toward the end of practice. And then use your arms to come up to a comfortable seat. Just keeping your eyes closed. Sitting down, rooting down into the mat and lifting up through the crown of your head. I invite you to bring your hands, palms together at your heart space and bow lightly toward your fingertips. Bow to your efforts today. Give yourself a big thank you for taking this hour just for yourself, for your body, mind, spirit, coming out on a kind of nasty day. And also, I thank you for coming and sharing your energy and for trusting me to lead you in the practice. The light and teacher in me bows to and honors the very same light and teacher in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.